SwiftUI animations are really cool, but they tend to be a little bit hard to implement. So in this tutorial, we are going to tackle that, SwiftUI animations. So if you do want to build out these animations, now take a look at them. They are really cool. So if you do want to build out these animations, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, open up Xcode, and let's dive in. So let's dive deep into SwiftUI animations. First of all, let's take a look at what we are going to build out today. And I do have a demo project right over here. And basically we have these tabs, and we have four issues to take care of today. And take a look at the chapters down below to just skip to the right one if you are not interested in the first ones. And yeah, you can just take a look at them afterwards. So take a look at this video as many times as you need to. So this first one, if we tap on this card, you will see this nice animation. There's quite a lot going on here, but we are going to take a look at this. These are the basics of animations. And then we are going to take a look at this really nice swap right over here. Then on tab number 3, we have these cards. As you can see, the second and third is tilted, they are tilted, and we have this red line, underline, on the selected card. So let's just select the second one, really nice animation. Let's just tap on the first, the third. Yeah, so we are going to build out this, and just for fun, we are also going to do this like repeating animation, so you should know all of that. Okay, so let's start off with a brand new Xcode project. Before we do that, let me just remind you about Dev Factory, my mentoring sessions, 60 minutes one-on-one Zoom call. If you do have any questions about SwiftUI, or you have some bugs in your code, or you just want to have someone mentor you, go ahead and check out rebeloper.com/mentoring. Okay, so yeah, let's just dive into this. And I have already prepared, well, I just started a brand new Xcode project. It is an app, and it is a SwiftUI app, and we are going to take it from here. So what we are going to do first is just take a look at the resources. So the resources are down in the description link. So let me just navigate there. So these are the resources, yeah, just simple UI stuff so we can concentrate on animation today. So first of all, let's add some images right here under the assets, 1, 2, 3, and our logo. Okay, and then we want to go with content view through content view 4. So we can just add it right over there, and let's hit finish. We can just remove the default content view. We don't really need that. You can see this is our new content view. Okay. And finally, under SwiftUI Animations app, or whatever your app name is, you want to go ahead and open up this file, and then just copy out simply the tab view. So let's just copy that out and paste it right in here instead of our content view. Okay, so let's build and run and see how this looks like, and we can start off with our first tab. Okay, it's building really nice, and if I tap on it, you can see that we have this kind of glitchy rotation. Well, it's not glitchy, it's just instant rotation. So let's fix that. So let's go to content view. Let me just close this, and yeah, what do we have here? First of all, we have this rotation effect. Go ahead and check out the files so you may better understand how they are built. I'm just going to focus on animation right over here. So what we are going to do is actually talk about two types of animations, and one is implicit animation and the second one is explicit animation. And yeah, what we are going to add first is our implicit one. So let's just add in here, I will comment out the scale effect in just a second, but for now, after the rotation effect, let's just add animation and choose the one with the animation, and just start typing in dot. And I really like ease in, ease out. So ease in, out with duration. You can just set the default duration or just select, I would just select 1, so you can see that that is also possible right over here. So let's hit Command R and see how this looks like. Really nice. Okay, so as you can see, this is just a rotation effect. Whenever we are tapping on the card, on the image right over here, ease rising is toggled, and according to the state of the ease rising, we are having a rotation effect, whether minus 45 degrees or 0. Okay, let's add this really nice scale effect also. Again, this is also tied to the ease rising, so now besides the rotation effect, we will have also a scale effect. So let me just tap on this. Really nice. Okay, so this is called implicit animation. We can also do explicit animation, meaning that whenever we are doing this not on the actual view, as you can see, this is a view modifier, but when we are adding this on a function, let's say on an action of a button. On our case, this is on the on tab gesture. So let's just remove this, and I will also remove the scale effect. That was just for fun. And instead of just ease rising toggle, let me just comment it out. Let's just go with animation. So this is how we are having an explicit animation. We are just going to add ease rising toggle. So let me just copy that out and paste that in. Okay, so if we build and run again, that will give us the same effect. Really nice. So this is explicit whenever you don't have access to actually the view. And yeah, let's just add in some more interesting stuff. And as you can see right over here, we have something commented out. And that is, if this is rising, so if the card is rising, then we should present this image too. So let's build and run and see how this looks like currently. If we tap on this, you can see there it is. So what actually I do want to add in here is just this to be moved from the back of this card. Okay, so let's just add, as you can see, we have this animation. So with animation, that's important because this is not just on the actual image 1, so on the entire screen, which is going to be rendered again when the ease rising is changed. So let's just add in here a transition. So transition. And this transition would be, let's say we are moving, so let's just start dot move, not transaction, sorry, transition, there we go, dot move, and edge, let's just move that edge from the bottom, and basically that's it. Let's see how this looks like. Really nice. Okay, but let me just add in here a delay, let's say right over here. So the with animation, yeah, you might be wondering how can we add with animation with ease in and out? Well, you can just add this right over here, dot ease in out with the duration of 1. So now we do have the same exact animation, and we can also add in here delay. So let's delay this by 0.5 seconds so you can see what my problem here is. So 0.5, and let's build and run. Now you will have an error here. You will have to explicitly say that this is okay an animation. So animation, there we go, easy and out with the delay. So let's build and run again. And now you can see that first it appears and then it moves. That's because of the delay, of course, which is okay, and now it disappears. But I don't really like the appearance right over here. So what I actually want to do is just fade it in and then move, and also move it on from the bottom up. So for that, we are going to combine the transitions. So let me just comment this out so you can see it right over there, how we progress with the animations. Let's create a new transition, there we go. And now we just have to name this any transition. And let's just go first with the move, dot bottom. And now after that we just combine, so combined with and opacity. As you can see, there are quite a lot. Opacity, scale, slide, identity is the default state. So just so you know, let's just go with opacity. Okay, so let's see how this looks like now. It's much better, and now you know how you combine multiple animations. So let me just tap on this. Really nice. Of course, I'm tapping right now, and we have that half-second of a delay, half-second delay again, and it looks really nice. But what if I don't want to have the exiting animation to be like fading in, fading out like it does right now? I want to scale it down. So for that, we are going to create a custom transition. So first of all, let me just comment this out, and let's just scroll all the way down. You could just add this into a new file, but I see that this is appropriate right over here. So let's create an extension of any transition. There we go. And this will be a static variable, static var, and let's name this move and fade. Okay, of type any transition. There we go. And first of all, we need to create two constants here, insertion and remover. And after that, we want to create an asymmetric any transition, because yeah, it's asymmetric. The insertion doesn't look like the same as the remover. So let's just start typing this out. Let insertion equals any transition. There we go, any transition. And let's just start off with the move one, so move dot bottom. And then let's combine that with the opacity. There we go. Now let's take care of the second one. Let me just scroll a little bit up. So let removal, again an any transition, and let's just go and scale it down. So scale, so this is the remover, that's why I know it's scaled down. So scale, and let's just combine that with opacity again. So combine that with opacity, and now we want to grab these two and return that with a dot asymmetric, and the insertion is the insertion, and the remove, insertion, let me just copy this out, paste it in, and removal, of course, is the removal. Okay, so now we got our move and fade transition. Now we can just simply add that right over here. Let's just scroll all the way up to our image 2. So dot transition, and we could just go and just type dot move and fade, or just any transition move and fade. So let's see this in action. This is the first one, and now on the removal, really nice. How awesome is that? Okay, so that's it for our first step. Now let's move on to our second tab, and we are going to learn something new that is inside iOS 14, and that is the matched geometry effect. So currently we are just simply switching between these two. Well, we want to animate it. This is the aim of this tutorial. So for that, as of iOS 14, we can have something called match geometry effect, and we are going to use that. So let's just go to Content View 2. And right over here, as you can see, we have this logic. Go ahead and check it out. I won't go into details. But in order for match geometry effect to work, you have to know two things. First of all, we need to have a namespace variable. And second, we have to add IDs to the proper views that we want to switch. So let's just go and create a namespace here at namespace. It could be private, so I really like to make private variables when it's appropriate. And let's just call this animation. Okay, so that's our namespace. And now let's just select our first one and just type matched geometry effect. And you can see there's quite a lot we can have in here, properties, anchor, and so on. We won't go into that. We are just going to go with the simple ones for now. So let's just go with the ID, and ID, let's just add in here 1, because yeah, image 1. And this needs to be hashable. It could be an integer, by the way. So yeah, that's what I chose, a string. And the namespace, of course, animation. Now we can just copy this out and paste it right over here. So this is where the next one, so it's tied to. And of course for image 2, that's right over there. So let's change the ID, and image 2, change the ID. Okay, so if you build and run right now, basically you won't see anything changed. So yeah, it doesn't do anything, because let's take a look at the on tab gesture. As you can see, it says is flipped toggle. But what about the animation? Well, we need to add an explicit animation right over here. So with animation, and let's just delete all of that junk and copy is flipped to toggle. Now all the animation will take effect on the is flipped state change. So there we go. Really, really nice. If we just tap on it, we have this nice switching animation, I would call it, between our views. Okay, let's move forward and let's take a look at tab number 3. So currently this is our setup, and if we just tap on any of these, you can see again this works, but without the animation. So let's add all of those cool animations right over there. So we are also going to use, well, first of all, yeah, we are going to combine the things that we learned till this point. Let's just go into Content View 3. And first of all, let's take care of the matched geometry effect. And for that, we need namespace. So let's add it right over here. Why not? Add namespace, private var and animation. Okay, that's our namespace. Let's just scroll all the way down. Let me just have in some more views here. So now we have to add our match geometry effect. Well, where would we add that? Well, if you take a look at the logic here, whenever we are selected, we add this rounded rectangle. Otherwise, we just add a spacer with the same frame. So this rounded rectangle should move. So let's just add it right over here after the frame. So matched geometry effect, and now we are going to use the one that is kind of longer, and that is because we are inside a for each. So we need to know which is the source. So is this the one that we want to move to? Because as you can see, we have 3 kind of places where this rounded rectangle could go. So what do we actually want to add in here? Well, first of all, we want to add the ID, and let's have this category. Why not? Namespace. Now, the namespace is the animation. Okay. Properties, I don't really care about the properties nor the anchor. You can take a look at it if you really do want to. Okay. And the important part here is the source. Now, the source is coming, this is a Boolean value, and it's coming right over here from this logic that I built, is selected. Now, we do know if this image, like the card, is selected, if on the for each, the image name is the actually selected image name. You know, when we tap on that image, we set the selected image name state, right over here, state variable, to the image name. So, we do know if this is selected, if these two match. So the source is selected. Okay, so that's it for our geometry effect. Finally, we want on the on tab gesture, we want to go with animation. And let's clear this up and move selected image equals image. So whenever we are tapping on that card. Okay, so now it's time to build and run and see all of these take effect. Of course, there was quite a lot of setup here with the views, but yeah, you now know. Okay, there we go. Really, really nice. And it is also jumping. So if we just select 3, 1, 3, 1, or even 2. It's really, really nice. Okay, so let's take a look at finally our fourth tab, and that is doing nothing. So let's move on to our fourth content view, and let's learn a little bit more, just for fun, about animations and how you can repeat them. Okay, so currently this is what we got here. So a simple logo with an offset of or a scale effect if this is animating. Currently it's set to false, so we have just 1 and -1 as the offset. So what we want to do is just animate it, and I think I will just comment out the offset for now so you better understand, and we'll just comment that back in. So let's just add an animation, so dot animation. This will be an implicit animation, just to remind you, and this will be animation dot linear. Okay, with the duration, let's just go with the duration of 1. And now if you just add a dot here, you can see that besides delaying, we can repeat, and we will just repeat forever. Okay, the speed is just for, let's say, the spring animation doesn't have a duration, so you can check it, set its speed by either setting it below 1, so that will be slow, and if it's larger than 1, then it will be really fast. So let's just go with the repeat forever. Okay, so yeah, this is animating. Let's just build and run, and you should expect that, okay, this should work, but it actually doesn't. It doesn't do anything at the moment. So what you want to do is just trigger this is animation. And because this is a repeat forever, we want to trigger it whenever this image, this view appears. So let's just add a new modifier on appear. There we go. And is animating. Let's set this to true. Okay, and now you will see that animation whenever we tap on our tab button. So actually we do need a trigger, but it's triggered on the on appear of this image. Really, really nice. So let's just comment this out. So we have that offset also, and this makes a little bit the animation a little bit more complicated, but as you can see, we can have more effects bundled together. Okay, so this is really, really nice. I just want to finish this off by letting you know that we have forever with an auto reverses false. You know, now it's scaling up and scaling down and moving between those two offset. But if we set this to false, it will start again from its starting point. So let's just see this how it looks like. There we go, it's scaling down. Again, it just jumps up. It depends on what you actually want to do. Okay, so that's it for advanced animations in SwiftUI. Hope you enjoyed this. Go ahead and check out the chapters down below, and go ahead and check out rebeloper.com/mentoring, where you can meet me on a one-on-one Zoom meeting, 1 hour. If you have any bugs or issues with your code, go ahead and check it out. Rebeloper.com/mentoring. So now you know how you can add SwiftUI animations, advanced SwiftUI animations into your SwiftUI apps. Now, if you did like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And while you are at it, make sure to hit that notification bell to get notified of the new videos, like these one. Go ahead and check them out. They are about SwiftUI, Swift in general. And as usual, I will see you in the next one.